First, though, Foreign Affairs Minister Vivian Balakrishnan says Singapore is working with Britain to seal a separate free trade agreement for now. This is in light of whether or not Britain will leave the European Union come October 31st with or without a deal. Dr. Balakrishnan was speaking on the sidelines of the ASEAN Foreign Ministers meeting and related meetings in Bangkok. Senior correspondent for Indochina, Mei Wong, reports.
The UK has gone through numerous ups and downs following a referendum in 2016 to leave the European Union. But the country has been divided ever since, with the recent resignation of Prime Minister Theresa May and Boris Johnson taking over. Even as the world is watching this development, Singapore's Foreign Minister Vivian Balakrishnan says Brexit is a decision for the citizens and the UK government. Still, Singapore and ASEAN are keen to continue to keep trade and investments flowing between the UK and the region to maintain a rules-based multilateral world order.
Specifically, what we're working with your government at this point in time is to settle the terms for what we call a short-form agreement. This would allow us to port the provisions of the EU-Singapore Free Trade Agreement to the UK. Now, assuming everyone works feverishly over the next couple of weeks, it may be possible to have that all ready so that when Brexit actually occurs, and let's assuming it occurs on the 1st of November, even without a deal, the UK would have at least one free trade agreement in Southeast Asia, and that would be with Singapore. And I said we do this because we both have a strong fundamental belief in the value of free trade.
But the free trade system is experiencing severe stress now with the US-China trade war. Dr. Balakrishnan says Singapore and ASEAN have progressed and prospered significantly because of free trade. But the dispute between the two economic powerhouses is increasing concerns.
What we need to do, however, is to prepare ourselves for all eventualities. Now, what does that mean? It means internally within ASEAN, we are doubling down on free trade and on integrating our economies. We are doubling down on investments, attracting as much investments in infrastructure and in particular on the digital side of the house as possible. We are doubling down on training and educating our people in order to prepare our people to get the jobs of the future, rather than squabbling about yesterday's jobs and yesterday's technology. We are also trying to ensure that Southeast Asia remains an open, inclusive zone that's friends with all, open for business with everyone, provides a stable and attractive environment for investments flow. So if you look at all those measures that we are undertaking and committing to right now, I think we're on the right track.
ASEAN as a 10-member bloc also realizes that it needs to remain ever more cohesive to tackle geopolitical and economic challenges together. Maintaining consensus among the 10 ASEAN members will not only help the grouping stay relevant, but Dr. Balakrishnan says it'll also help protect the interests of the regional countries. ASEAN, he points out, must continue to show the rest of the world that it stands for free trade, openness, inclusiveness, and must continue to encourage the free flow of investments in order to achieve maximum results on its own terms. Mei Wong, CNA, Bangkok.